Greetings and welcome to Elect Connect, a candidate forum brought to you by the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. I'm Mary Morgan, the Chamber's Director of Advocacy and Public Policy. We'll be talking with Judy Benckart, a Republican running for Monroe County Circuit Court Judge in Division 8. But first, I'd like to take a moment to thank our Elect Connect sponsors, Comcast Business, Bunger and Robertson Attorneys at Law, the City of Bloomington, German American Bank, Hoosier Energy, Indiana University, and Smithville. And now we'd like to welcome Judy Benckart. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
Thank you for inviting me. Good to see you as well.
We'd like to start out by asking you to tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for office.
All right. Well, I'm Judith Benckart, and I'm the current sitting judge on a Circuit Court 8, Seat 5 court, and I am actually seeking to retain that seat in this election. But of course, I wanted to thank the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce for giving me this opportunity today to give you some insight into me and why I'm the best candidate for Circuit Court 8, Seat 5. On November 1st, 2018, Governor Holcomb appointed me to complete the last 2 years of Judge Kenneth Todd's term when he decided to retire early. I was really grateful for this appointment because it gave me the chance to serve something greater than myself, the Monroe County community. My 35 years of legal experience, which includes 31 and a half years of civil law, a year and a half as a deputy prosecutor in the court of Judge Mark Kellums, and now 2 years as a judge in Circuit Court 8, has me prepared to hit the ground running on January 1, 2021. It's important to note that Circuit Court 8 is not a criminal court, but is a civil court. It does not preside over jury trials. The caseload requires me to handle matters that involve divorce, child custody, parenting time, small claims, protective orders, and miscellaneous matters that include things like ordinance violations. I have lived with my husband, Ted, in Bloomington for 32 years, and we've raised 3 children, Kelsey, Logan, and Ryan, and we are the proud grandparents of Sida Lee. Over the years, I have volunteered for the Monroe County Red Cross and the St. Charles Board of Education. I've driven for Meals on Wheels, and I volunteered for various organizations and sporting teams that my children were involved in. Prior to my legal career, I worked as a work adjustment supervisor and job placement specialist for Goodwill Industries, and I was a vocational rehabilitation counselor for the state of Indiana. In addition to my legal experience, this life experience provides me with background of understanding upon which I can draw to give me insight that I need to infuse in my decisions compassion, fairness, and common sense. One of the proudest things I have done on the first 2 years on the bench is to be involved in the formation of the Housing Eviction Prevention Program, or HEP for short. This group has come together with volunteers of lawyers, mediators, and knowledgeable folks about the resources available in Monroe County to attend eviction and damage hearings, to provide free legal services and mediation and guidance to resources available in the community to both landlords and tenants. The goal of this group is to avoid eviction. However, if eviction is inevitable, then it seeks to obtain an agreement that will prevent or avoid an eviction on the record of a tenant. And in addition, they will then guide that tenant to new housing. And finally, my judicial philosophy is to treat every person who enters my courtroom with fairly and with respect and integrity and honesty. I do what is right, not what is easy. And that's why I'm qualified to be the circuit court judge I'm for Circuit Court 8, seat 5. And I would like you to please consider going to learn more about me at judgejudith.org and ask that you please vote for me in this election, whether it be absentee ballot or by in-person early voting or by in-person voting on November 3rd. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you've already touched on this next question a little bit. We're interested in hearing what values you would bring to bear on your decision making on the bench.
Well, as I stated, I have really worked in so many different types of jobs over the years that each one of those jobs I have been blessed to be able to do them and to get a piece out of those that have given me insight to provide guidance to people who come into my court. For example, my son, Ryan, is dyslexic, and when we struggled to find anyone who could help us with that because he was a very unusual dyslexic in that it was not easy to detect. His third grade teacher asked us to go ahead and send him over to Pinnacle, which at that time was still in existence. We had tested him every which way, and we went over, and we had never found a result of what it was that was causing him to have trouble. We went over and saw Dr. Lesso, and within an hour after she tested him, we found out that he was in fact dyslexic, and they were able to get him through tutoring to read within a couple of months. I was so grateful, and so was he. But what I got out of that was when I appointed a guardian ad litem in a particular case to come in, she found that one of the children that she was helping could not read or was having trouble reading, but she didn't know where to go. So I had that experience. I knew where to tell her to go. And it was really satisfying, and I felt like I really helped that child by having that little piece of information that I had garnered from raising my children here in the community.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Again, we've been talking with Judith Benckart, a Republican who's running for Monroe County Circuit Court in Division 8. Again, we'd like to thank our Elect Connect sponsors, Comcast Business, Bunger and Robertson Attorneys at Law, the City of Bloomington, German American Bank, Hoosier Energy, Indiana University, and Smithville. Here we have the candidate's name again. And finally, we'd like to encourage everyone to vote on November 3rd. If you need more information about this year's election and all the candidates in our area, please go to monroecountyvoters.us or the Chamber's election website, chamberbloomington.org/2020-general-election. Thanks so much for joining us.